Attention! This bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the Bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and 2 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.65 kilograms. Representing Fight Academy Ireland and fighting out of Ireland, please welcome Glenn McVeigh. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and 1 loss. He stands 170 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.55 kilograms. Representing All Stars Training Center and fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, give it up for Bilal Tipsaev. Your referee in charge of the cage is Peter Yarash.
To get the respect of Bilal early with that picture-perfect jab that he threw against Abdul Manap Magomedov, and implement some serious lateral movement here, Kieran.
Phil, Bilal looking a little more heavily muscled than I've seen him before. That obviously is great coming right off the bat. Can hurt in the later rounds.
Glenn McVeigh may have the advantage in terms of length here.
Tipsaev, of course, has the advantage in terms of wrestling. If he can dictate his wrestling game, he probably comes out ahead. It's going to be a much longer road to hoe if he doesn't.
Well, in saying that, training under Pat McAllister, Glenn McVeigh has very, very underrated wrestling. Needs to get his back away from the cage there. Tipsaev times that, gets in, has the hands connected, maybe going for the double here. Big elbow from Glenn McVeigh, but ends up on his back. Can he get back up? He's trying hard, has posted on 1 hand.
This is a huge moment, Phil. If he can get up off that floor, it may be a long night for Bilal. If Bilal can take him down and hold him down, it may not be a long one at all.
Wrist control on the right side here from Glenn McVeigh. Maybe trying to push that down, try and set up a triangle.
Brave Nation, the head fight that you're seeing right now is everything. It's just fighting the same way that giraffes fight. The player on top is putting his head high, stops the other fighter from coming back up.
Nice low hips from Bilal Tipsaev. Just trying to establish the position right now. McVeigh momentarily looked like he was trying to get in for that bump sweep. But like a dog with a bone, Tipsaev is holding on and just stalling the momentum of Glenn McVeigh right now. Switching into side control, that was like a hot knife through butter.
Tight guillotine, but it without the control of the legs, wasn't really a guillotine, but it did look tight.
Glenn needs to get onto his left hip and try and shrimp back in towards Bilal. Does the right thing, needs to be wary of giving up his back here though. This is dangerous territory, especially at this stage, Kieran, when they're both very, very dry.
All right, McVeigh is now up, but he's got his opponent on his back.
Nice work from Glenn McVeigh to get back up and then drag down again.
Can he rise to standing? This may end up being the tale of this entire fight. Can he keep his man on the ground? If McVeigh can pop up, he should be okay. 1 hook's in, Phil. Brave Nation, McVeigh is keeping his hip tight against that fence so that second hook cannot go in.
Matthew Elliott in the corner of Glenn McVeigh, just trying to give him instruction. Needs to be wary of that arm slowly creeping in. 2-on-1 goes McVeigh, trying to turn into his opponent. But so far, you have to give Glenn McVeigh credit for being able to pop up every time. He's not giving Bilal a lot of space with which to work, but Tipsaev doing the right thing. We're trying to soften up with shots here. But have to be wary of that arm just sneaking underneath the chin of Glenn McVeigh.
Popping up alone is not enough for McVeigh. McVeigh needs to pop up and then get to range where he can start to do what he does extraordinarily well. Thus far, he hasn't been able to, but he is still moving explosively.
McVeigh trying to turn defense into attack. If he can get back up and create a little bit of separation here, that is a win within the fight for Glenn McVeigh. Needs to be wary of that big power guillotine. Again, to the back take goes Tipsaev.
McVeigh now has an underhook. He may be able to use this to his advantage. He can control distance a little bit. If he can get a little bit more control, he can reverse off that fence, separate, and then go back to distance, which is what he wants.
This is bound to be so draining for McVeigh, having to defend. Can't quite see if, oh, it's a big dumb takedown right into his own corner. Shades of Matt Hughes and Frank Trigg walks McVeigh all the way over. But McVeigh does a wonderful job, and he's now on top in the corner of Bilal Tipsaev.
McVeigh's head's trapped, but I don't think it'll be for long.
McVeigh just happy to sit in that anchor position and land his own strikes right now.
Feel good for Tipsaev to take the fight over to his own corner. He does have a little bit extra help now. He's got some extra eyes on the fight in addition to his own, and he can hear them.
This would be a great way for Glenn McVeigh to finish the round, try and put a little bit of authority into it. Nice work with head control from Glenn McVeigh. Not a headbutt, but placing the head down. Gets a little bit of a ticking off for it.
Don't grab.
It's nice work from Glenn McVeigh to finish the round, Kirk.
This is exactly what Glenn McVeigh needed to do in order to potentially take out this round. Under the refined version of the unified rules, wrestling alone doesn't count for much. You have to do some damage. It's going to be up to the judges now to decide who they think caused more damage in that round, and the bad blood continues.
Glenn McVeigh sounds very confident that he took that round. Shouted me as he walked away. It'll be interesting to see what differences or what adjustments Bilal Tipsaev has made in the fight with regards to his cardio. We know that Glenn McVeigh can go the 3 rounds. We know that he can be successful. We know that he can get that done over the course of 3 rounds. He's ready to go. Again, chipping away at his opponent.
We don't see that all the time. McVeigh wants to get done with he doesn't want there to be a rest period. He's like, forget the rest. Don't want 60 seconds. Don't want 10 seconds. Let's just keep fighting.
Glenn McVeigh is game as a badger. I would like to see him implement a little bit more of his striking. Jab and move, jab and move. Don't get pressured up against the cage. The referee having to act like a school teacher telling off a naughty boy there. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, big shots coming over the top from Bilal.
A little bit unexpected.
Bilal Tipsaev trying to land that big one-hitter quitter, and they're still talking to each other.
What?
Left hand landed by Bilal. That short left hook is there for him.
Fingers, Glenn.
That may have taken the steam out of Glenn McVeigh just to start that round a little bit. Bilal Tipsaev showing that he also has hands. Nice kick to the body. Big flare double from Bilal Tipsaev.
Brave Nation, you will not see a more beautiful double leg than that with a flare. Absolutely unbelievable. I give that a 10.
And it was so smart. What he did was he baited Glenn into the striking exchange. Glenn planted his feet and left himself prone for the big takedown.
Phenomenal anti-wrestling by Glenn McVeigh. He's managed to get to his knees already.
Oh, and Glenn turns the fence into attack. This is beautiful. There's potential here for a Von Flue choke if Glenn's aware of it.
Watch out. Yeah.
The Von Flue choke is there if Glenn McVeigh is wise to it. He's landing those little pot shot elbows.
Brave Nation, those little elbows are called push elbows. You place your hand on the person's head. If you don't feel any pressure, you push the head farther away. When you feel the pressure back, you put an elbow where your hand was. It's a short, nasty little shot.
Bilal Tipsaev has done the right thing by letting go of the neck, but right now Glenn McVeigh's in the dominant position, crashing down those razor-sharp elbows.
Glenn McVeigh's going to be looking for a crucifix here. He's going to be looking to take that near arm and trap it between his knees in any of several different ways.
Another nice shot from Glenn McVeigh. Bilal explodes out, but needs to be wary of the guillotine. Oh, just popped out. Could that be a telling mistake from Glenn McVeigh, who now finds himself locked underneath the arms?
Bill, what absolutely fantastic back and forth action.
This is an incredible fight and a big takedown from Glenn
For
McVeigh.
Glenn McVeigh, no one predicted
Don't
that.
do it that.
I am loving this fight, loving everything about it. McVeigh again in the dominant position. Needs to use that hand to free him off. Use that hand to free him off the face and then smash down with the elbow. There it is. Nice work, Glenn McVeigh. Glenn McVeigh keeping busy with strikes. Again, framing off the face and landing those big elbows.
Bilal Tipsaev is playing possum a little bit. He's waiting for a moment to explode. He knows if he tries too early, he'll leave himself vulnerable, either to a heavy, there it was! There it is!
Nice heavy sprawl from Glenn McVeigh, who then takes the back. Transitions beautifully. You'd like to see Glenn get some offense off here with some big strikes.
Hooks in!
May transition into the mount position. Glenn McVeigh is doing everything that people on the island of Ireland know he is capable of doing. He's just now showing it on the international stage.
Phil, I have to tell you the truth, I didn't know it. Phil, both hooks are in.
He's a little bit high, but does a good job to flatten Bilal out.
Bilal's broken down, but far from defeated.
Glenn McVeigh is a cardio machine, landing huge elbows, transitions back into the mount. It really is a pick your poison type situation for Bilal here. Does he stay in the mount? Does he turn to give his back? Big smile from Glenn McVeigh, creating separation. Separation and elbow from McVeigh will be good here for him.
Watch out, fingers.
Fingers,
Watch out, fingers.
fingers in the mouth.
Stop,
Fingers in the mouth.
Stop. What are you doing? Stop. Stopping. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Go to the neutral. Come on, go. Hey, Glenn.
Fingers in the mouth from Bilal Tipsaev. We did see that clear as day. It was right in front of us. Referee looks like he may take a point.
Minus point. Foul. Come on. Minus point. Come on there. Leg. Go. I disqualify if you do it. Go. Go on the ground.
Bilal Tipsaev has sacrificed a point, but in doing so, he has caught his breath, Carrick. Is this incredible gamesmanship from Bilal? It's a risky tactic.
Phil, I don't believe that he did it in order to gain time. I don't think he was exhausted yet. I think it's just a little bit of that war by other means that I was discussing earlier. These Caucasus fighters are here to fight.
Stop. Go to the corners.
Round 2 ends.
Glenn McVeigh is an absolute master of psychological warfare. But let's dive into the mathematics of it now, Carrick. So potentially, that would have been a 10-9 round for Glenn McVeigh. Are we looking at a 10-8 round with that point deduction?
That is a 10-8 round with that point deduction. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The first round, I simply don't know who won. I personally would have given it to Boers, but I can see a good argument based on damage for the other way. Brave Nation, I cannot tell you what the score is right now, unfortunately.
So we're looking at potentially the first round. Again, we're not judges. This is just us being theoretical. But you're looking at potentially a 10-9 round in the first for Tipsaev and a 10-8 in the second for Glenn McVeigh.
Referee is bringing order here. He's telling both sides to shape up a little bit. No more putting your fingers in your opponent's mouth. No more trash talking in the middle of the fight. Phil, this is an extraordinary opening fight. Can't believe how great this fight is. And we're about to have our third round.
Corners. Sit down. Shamat, sit down. Time. Ready. Fight.
Glenn McVeigh and Bilal Tipsaev, third and final round. Both these guys are fired up. Both these guys have been talking. And the gamesmanship from both men has been absolutely fantastic during fight week. Before that, and Glenn McVeigh has a big shot over the top from Bilal. McVeigh needs to get his back away from the cage. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Glenn McVeigh is the MMA equivalent of Marmite. Either love it or hate it. I love watching this guy.
Phil, I love every fighter who's brave enough to step into this cage. McVeigh's output is slowed just a little bit. I think both these fighters are feeling the effects of 2 phenomenal rounds.
Bilal Tipsaev trying to go to the body.
Tipsaev likely to keep throwing at least a couple more shots.
I like that
Until he sees the opportunity to get in on those hips, try and take it down to the ground.
I like that McVeigh keeps his jab hand a little bit low, constantly switches his stances, keeps the hands out of the peripheral vision of his opponent, but he needs to get on his bike, he needs to keep moving. Bilal may be trying again to beat Glenn McVeigh into that striking exchange, duck underneath and score the takedown.
He may also be trying to get him to throw a telegraph shot from far on the outside that he believes he can slip and counter. Thus far, his shots that have landed clearly. That one didn't land particularly cleanly, but it landed against the opponent moving away. Timing is everything in this sport. If you can catch a man coming in, even a half-power shot can put him out.
McVeigh getting closer and closer with those legs, but again, over the top comes Boers. It's almost like Boers is stalking Glenn McVeigh right now, trying to go over the top, get out of the danger zone, but for momentarily it looked like Boers was trying to put the pressure on Glenn and take him down against the cage.
Phil, may this fight never end!
Glenn keeping Bilal guessing with that movement, and again he's getting closer and closer with that head kick. Boers trying to get into the body. McVeigh needs to keep moving. He can't be the static target. He's doing a good job. Get off the cage and move. Tipsaev trying to land the big shots. May follow that up with a shot. Shot to the body, up to the head.
Stiff jab back.
Glenn McVeigh trying to get in on the takedown. Glenn McVeigh is the definition of fearless in there. He will fight all comers. Again, it seems the heavier shots have been landed by Tipsaev, or thrown by Tipsaev, so to speak, but the greater frequency seems to be thrown by McVeigh. He needs to keep moving. 90 seconds to go.
Phil, what you're talking about is effective versus efficient punches. The effective ones are more important. The efficient ones that land over and over without doing a lot of impact don't count particularly heavily in the judges' scorecards. Huge question right now. Can Glenn McVeigh get up? Thus far, the answer is no. Next question. Can Bilal Tipsaev do damage from top? Can he land impact?
He's trying to get in on that rear naked choke, but Glenn using every fiber of his being. Is the rear naked choke underneath the chin? No, it's not. Defended by Glenn McVeigh.
Very able defense from McVeigh. Phil, do you remember a fight going back and forth and back and forth?
This is one of the most pendulous fights I have seen in a long time, and what a way to set the tone. This is the first fight of the night. Guys in the back will be watching this thinking, we need to bring it. 30 seconds to go.
All respect to Muhammad, the Hawk Shahed, who puts together every fighter at least to prove that we've got.
Glenn McVeigh trying to work for an arm bar. Big slam by Boers, transitions into the side control.
For a key lock. He's almost got the figure four. He's got it, trying to hip out. It's gonna be very hard to make it work.
What a fight, ladies and gentlemen. The opening fight of Brave Combat Federation 54. Carrick, herein lies the dilemma. First round, potentially 10-9 to Boers. Second round, 10-8 to McVeigh. Could the takedown in the latter stages of the third and final round have secured it for Boers? You may be looking at a draw here. What happens if we go to a draw?
This fight was so awesome. I am praying for a draw. I want a draw so I can see these two fight again. I would watch them fight 9 times in a row tonight. There is potentially a draw or a split draw on this card. It's mathematically possible.
Scorecards being tabulated as we speak. Regardless, I'm going to grab a word with the winner. I'm going to grab a word, if it's a draw, I'm going to grab a word with both combatants. I do not know. Carrick, I am going to go inside the cage and grab a word with one of these men, or potentially both these men. We don't know.
Brave Nation, that was absolutely, positively one of the greatest opening fight that we have had in Brave Combat Federation history. All my respect to both these warriors, to Bilal Tipsaev and Glenn Big Buck McVeigh. Right now, Brave Nation, we've got officials. They're tabulating the score, adding up the numbers. Once those numbers are complete, they're going to be handed over to the Roaring Lion of Brave, Carlos Kramer. He will enter the Brave Combat Federation cage, interview the winner if there's, he's going to enter the Brave Combat Federation cage, announce the winner, and then Phil Campbell will talk to the winner. And if there's two winners, if this is a draw, I consider them both winners. If there's two winners, we're going to have interviews with both of them. Congratulations to our referee for restoring order to the ring when things got a little bit heated. Fighters are now being directed to center stage. Carlos Kramer is entering the Brave Combat Federation cage. Brave Nation, it's about to be official.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, what a way to start our historic night. Give it up for both of these warriors inside the cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 28-28. Your next judge scores about 28-28. And your third judge scores about 28-28. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a draw.